In this video, we'll take up the midpoint of a line segment homework. So the first question, you have 4 line segments and you're asked to find the midpoint, and it's actually pretty, well, I don't want to say not interesting, but it wasn't interesting because all the line segments, they were horizontal, okay? But I think the purpose of the homework question was just to build the relationship that we built in the handout. But anyways, the first question, the 4 line segments were all horizontal. And then now question 2 is a little interesting. You had to find the coordinates of 3 points that break down or divide QR into 4 equal points, or 4 equal parts, sorry. So I try to give you a diagram to show you how to break it into 4 equal parts. So really, you can think of it as a cookie. How do you break a cookie into 4 equal parts? You first chop into halves and then chop into quarters. And so what I did was I found the midpoint of QR, which is me chopping it in half. Now how do I chop it in quarter? I take the half and chop that in half, and that will give me the quarters. So I found the midpoint of QR, and then I found the midpoint of QA and AR, and that will give me the 3 points that divide QR into 4 equal parts. Okay, basically it's a midpoint and then midpoint again. So number 3, once again, you had 4 line segments, and unfortunately these line segments were not horizontal, but this time they were vertical. It's okay. We'll get lots of practice, I promise you, with finding midpoints of line segments later on. Okay, so don't worry if you were looking for questions that weren't horizontal, weren't vertical. But to be honest with you, you're still using the midpoint formula, and you still got the good practice in. Now question 4 was basically the same as question 2, except for the fact that the line segment was vertical. So same thing, I found the midpoint of EF, which I labeled as A, and then I found the midpoint of EA and AF, and that gives me the 3 points which divide EF into 4 equal parts.